Hi, it's Splinterverse. Welcome to another episode of D&D New Releases, the show where we talk about new products for Dungeons & Dragons from both Dungeon Masters Guild and DriveThruRPG. This is not a review show, so we have not reviewed any of these products in full, so please venture into them at your own discretion. We do include links in our video description to all the products shown in this episode, so that if you want to help support the channel, please click on those links and purchase that way. We do include 20 from each of the sites, and for this episode, we are covering titles released from May 14th through the 20th of 2021. This week we've got a bonus title for you because Splinterverse has released a title called Van Richten's Libram of Lineages. It's meant to sort of tie in to Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which introduces the concept of lineages, which replace your race in the game. It's got new lineages as well as optional rules to help you with lineages. For example, one of the optional rules helps you get rid of a lineage. It has 9 different mechanisms you can use in the game to remove a lineage, with backstories, all sorts of examples to help you kind of make that seem like a natural occurrence. And then it's got another optional rule which will help you chain lineages together so that you can go from one lineage to the next rather than reverting to your original race when you remove one. But the best part of the book is the new lineages, which are a lot of fun. We've got the Shadow Soul, which is a lineage where you have this shadow being that's sort of bonded to your body and it comes out and does cool stuff. Then there's the Key Keeper, which is where you're tethered to this magical key that looks kind of like these ones we've got here in these pictures. Or it can be whatever look you want. You can bedazzle it or do whatever you want to do to your key. But you have to keep it with you or you die. And if you don't, you have 24 hours to get it back. So it adds some interesting story elements. And if you find the mysterious home lock for your key, something special happens. And it could be a lead into the very next lineage for you. Then we've also got the Blighted, which is this lineage based on diseased plants that have been affected by magic. So if you happen to touch one of those, you could become a Blighted, which means that you have these patches on your skin that make you kind of something that people want to avoid but gives you powers. And a lot of those have to do with other plants. So it's very interesting. And then one of my favorites is the Book Bearer, which is based on this story that there was this library that got transported to 𝐒𝐤𝐿, and the magic people in the library tried to save it, but they couldn't, and so the whole contents of the library got scattered across the multiverse. And if you find one of those books and you open it and try to read it, you become a book bearer, where you're stuck having to deal with this book and capture knowledge from 𝐓𝐿𝐴 inside the cover. So it's real fun. So they can be dark and work with Ravenloft, but they can really work in any setting. So we do hope you check it out because it will support the channel as well. All right, on to the rest of the titles for this week. The next one is The Withering of Rothsville for Ravenloft. This is by, let's see here, Never Not DM, Christian Zook, Jeremy Forbing, and Matthew Wolf. And it's got, it looks like it's an adventure. So the small village of Rothsville is little more than a cluster of buildings built within a tiny vale in the woods. Wisps of mist cling to the tops of the scrawny trees that surround the buildings. So it's a short one-shot about infectious vampires, withered vampires, which carry a deadly plague, contaminating all folks from the little hamlet of Rothsville. That sounds fun. Look at this map. This is nice. And it's got a new creature in it. Cool. I like these maps. Very good. All right, let's look at some of the previews up here. Very nice. I like the layout. They did a good job with this. Lots of good art. It's nice when they have, frequent art to kind of break up the look there. Now we'll check out the full size. It's 18 pages. And you get to see all 18 here in the full-size preview. My computer seems to be running a little slow today. Yeah, this is great. Definitely looks like a fun one. Yeah, pictures throughout. And you can see here there's a withering vampire, so that would be fun. Definitely if you're into the Ravenloft, check this out. Alright, and it's $3.99. Our next book is Tasha's Crucible of Everything Else. I like the cover. It's by a lot of people, but we'll just say QL Games here. And in terms of pages, it's 110, so that's a lot of pages. And this is volume 2. So apparently there's a volume 1, and you can do a bundle to get them together. It's a massive 2-volume collaboration of over 25 different creators, expands upon the options in the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual. 23 new subclasses, optional class features, and adds spells to the expanded spell list. 7 character races, variant and subrace options, including for these guys. You can use swarms, guidelines how to make your own swarms. That's nice. I could use that. 11 new swarm stat blocks, 29 new NPCs, and then you get to meet Tasha. That's cool. 37 new creatures. Wow, tons of stuff in here. Look at this. This is the table of contents. Yeah, I definitely need to get this. Have to add it to my wish list. And it looks like a lot of people were involved. Let's check out some of these previews up here. Really nice page layout. Whoever did this, good job. Like the little borders. And then here's the full size. That's cool. Vampire mouth. Yeah, there's lots of good art in here. Very cool. Check that out. $19.99 on DM's Guild. Alright, next is The Book of Night, a Ravenloft player companion. Some good art there. It's by Darren Kinney, Frederick Walker, and a few other people. It's 108 pages, and it says, in this brand new collection of player options, wield the dark powers of Ravenloft, be part of the mist itself with our Mistborn lineage, seek out and destroy the dark powers with our hunter background, or choose one of the 40+ new subclasses featuring dark delights such as the Blood Knight, the College of Taraka, Stitcher, Way of the Wolf, Oath of the Mist, the Lost Love Patron. Okay, that sounds interesting. It says your fallen lover gives you protection and terrible undead powers. That's a cool angle. It's another one I'd definitely like to read the whole thing. So you can see some of the pictures here. Nice layout. All kinds of stuff going on. Good art. And then let's scroll back up here and look at some of these previews. Okay, looks like this one may not be working for us, or maybe it's not active. You know, a lot of creators watch the show and they find out that something's not working, so I'm happy that we can also offer that in addition to promoting various creators here with the show. Not sure why it's taken so long today to load some of this stuff. This title is for 5th edition. You know, most of the Dungeon Masters Guild, I guess all of them are 5th edition because it's supposed to be. Some of the drive-thru ones are not, but all the Dungeon Masters Guild are supposed to be 5th edition. Alright, so yeah, looking at this, lots of good stuff. You get to see 107 of the 108 pages, so that's a very generous preview. And yeah, lots of good stuff. But you can certainly, you know, when they give you the full thing, guys, you know, you can certainly look through it before you make that purchase and really decide. And I think that's an awesome option for you. So I would encourage you to come in here and look at this. And again, we have links in our video description. Alright, next to Mablubiyet's Legions of Goblinoids. Alright, I like the cover. It looks like those goblins are having fun. Looks like the artist is 𝐒𝐤𝐿. I'll have to check out his stuff. Anyway, it's from Trident Games, as well as 𝐒𝐤𝐿, Andrea Giacchino, and Tyler Wadsworth. $2.95 price. And it's pay what you want, so you can make it lower than that if you want to, but definitely pay something if you're going to buy it. These creators work hard on it. It's 13 pages. It says, Goblinoids are among the most iconic creatures in 5th edition, with deep lore and diverse cultural background making them ideal as long-term threats or allies. Yet such diversity is often overshadowed by the fact that they are treated, in the vast majority of cases, like simple critters. The Goblinoid stat blocks presented in the monster manual are ideal for low levels of play, but quickly outlive their usefulness as the party reaches 5th level and above. That's so true. So it seems like this is designed to take you beyond that 5th level so that you can just keep on trucking with your goblins. It sounds like it's a whole series. It says as part of it, Goblinoid themed supplements, so they must really like goblins. That's awesome. Goblins need love too, right? All right, let's look at this. Yeah, look at that. That's a cool little picture. I like that. That's a cool one too. Very cool. Makes you want to have like a cartoon featuring this art where the goblins are like the stars. Huh, there he is again. Very cool. Yeah, and these look nice. Nice layout. Look like official Wizards stat blocks and stuff, so very good. Cool. So check that out on DM's Guild. Our next title is a botanical guide to Barovia from Brassic Arts and Django Games. It's $4.99, 39 pages. Includes 25 plants, 2 new subclasses, 9 magic items and mundane items, 6 new monsters, and location and a short adventure. So very cool. Let's look at the full-size preview here. All right, all 39 pages, so you're getting to see the entire book before you purchase, which is helpful. All right, so you're starting right off with these subclasses, which is nice. So we got one for the Ranger, Druid. We got all kinds of plants here with nice art on the plants. Cool little skulls on the tree there. Some more art. That's good. Lots of plants. It's nice that they have all the detail of the plants in here. And some Amaronia, or Amarana. Not sure how you pronounce it. Very cool though. And then you've got your magic items. So yeah, this is nice. I mean, they don't do a lot with plants in supplements, and I think they should. I mean, why shouldn't the plants be just as fantastical as some of the other parts of the game? So definitely worth checking this out to add some plants. And it looks like you can add these plants beyond Ravenloft as well. And then you've got all these mundane items, some teas. It's good. Add some flavor to the tavern or wherever. Monsters with your burn blister here. Were-Raven Elder. Nice. Very cool. And then there's a whole adventure in the back. So quite a lot in 39 pages. And a nice map here. All right, so yeah, you can go look at the whole book here and consider purchasing it on the DM's Guild. And next we've got the Vault of the Lower Planes, Volume 2. 15 cruelly contrived magic items from 𝐒𝐲𝐸. Alright, so once you arrive, there is no leaving. 𝐒𝐲𝐸 does not let go. Inside the supplement are 15 all-new, cruelly contrived magic items to thrill and afflict players. Many of these magic items will give players a fighting chance at surviving on a plane known for its debilitating environs and despicable inhabitants. Alright, some of these magic items might also spell their doom. Plus, there are 3 monster entries describing the bizarre 𝐒𝐲𝐸 fiends known as Demodans. Alright, so let's take a look inside. So you can see kind of here a little bit of it. It's 10 pages, it's $1 to purchase. And it's got a kind of an intro about 𝐒𝐲𝐸 and what's going on there, and then it's listing the items A to Z. And so we've got a gauntlet here, a dagger, boots, and a coin purse. So good variety of things, you know. Not all for one part of the body here, so that's helpful. I like the art. Definitely looks like different art, and it's from Ed Bonney. So check that out. Alright, on to Playing Dead, The Player's Guide to Life After Death. It's from a bunch of people, including Steve Fiddler, Alex Tanner, Andrew Teha. And it is 100 pages. So it says it's a complete rule set for starting or continuing your journey as an undead, including new thematic options for class features, subclasses, spells, magic items, and transcending the limits of undeath itself. Very cool. It's got a new reanimated undead trait for your undead player characters, detailed guidance on becoming undead, and reflavoring your spells and abilities to match. So that's fun. Variant class features for all 13 official classes. Okay, so one for everybody. 20 brand new subclasses spread over all 13. So again, they're giving love to all the different classes, which is nice. Dozens of new feats, spells, greater undeath, including playing as a Lich, Revenant, and Vampire. So here's some quick previews. Very nice art. I like the kind of black, white, and red theme, and gray, especially for this topic. So very cool. Let's look here at the quick preview. So yeah, it looks like that kind of theme continues throughout, which is nice. Good layout, easy to read, find stuff. And then the full size, you get to look through 20 pages here. It's from Vorpal Dice Press. Yeah, I love this little border here. Definitely gives it kind of a wicked feel. So something for every class in here, which is nice. So that's good. Next we have Dragons Remastered from Magnus Vogel and Lucas Anderson. It is 101 pages for $14.95. It says it's filled with new and interesting takes on classic dragons you know and love. 66 stat blots of dragons, that's a lot. 16 different types of dragons, 2 iconic legendary avatars of the dragon gods Tiamat and Bahamut. And it remasters the classic 10 chromatic and metallic dragons in the monster manual by giving them new abilities, rebalanced stat blocks, and new breath attacks to ensure each type of dragon is a special encounter with its own abilities and combat style. That sounds cool. I definitely would be interested in reading this one. So it lists some of the dragons here. Lots of previews. Wow, look at all the dragon art. If you like dragons, this is a must. Definitely. Wow. Some good stuff in here. Lots of artists involved, so that's cool. 𝐤𝐤𝐭𝐚𝐭𝐮𝐫 and then the creator's resource, so that's cool. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like if you're watching this, guys, your quick preview isn't working, so maybe check that. Alright, let's see the full sample. But yeah, I like all the art. Looks like they have a mix of original and some of the creator's pack resources, so very cool. And it's nice that they're making these dragons a little bit more distinct, because if you do read through the ones in the books, they can kind of blend together over time. So the goal of making them distinct for each encounter is pretty good. This must be a big preview. It's taking a minute here. So let's see how many pages we get out of 101 to look at here. I think sometimes it's the art too that makes it take a while. So the whole book. Alright, so you can look at the whole book, guys. This art is great. The cover, definitely good. It's Tiamat on the cover there. So it looks like you've got the different ages of the dragons. You've got the wormlings, adult, so various ages. Very good. Tons of dragon stuff. Nice layout too, so you've got some scrolls here. Sketches. Very nice. Yeah, if you like dragons, I mean, or you need dragons, this looks like a really good supplement for for you. Check it out on the Dungeon Masters Guild. Alright, next we have Kilvin's Guide to Lockpicking, Locks and Other Resources for Any Campaign. Very cool. So, you know, in my new book, we have this Keykeeper lineage, so this might work well with the locks in here. Because the Keykeeper needs to find its own lock, so we've got lots of them in this book. So it says lock picking is an opportunity for world building. This book includes over 50 sample locks. So there you go. And lock makers you can add to your campaign to make lock making more interesting, plus legendary locks and the lock generator tool with tables so you can make a new lock for your game from behind the screen. Cool. Introducing the Safecracker's tools, Safecracker background, Rogue Infiltrator subclass, and 2 new feats. So this is some good stuff to add to your game. It sounds like even new equipment here. It's got a bank heist mini adventure, 5 new monsters, and the adventures for 46 characters of levels 2 to 5. This is 49 pages for $5. Alright, let's look at the previews. So, okay, cool. There's one of the locks. Number of locks in there. So I like the artwork. Seems like they kind of distinctly designed each of these locks. You got difficulty on them. So if you want to have more lockpicking, this is definitely one way to go about it here. And then there's an alternate preview. Okay, this is not found. Alright, so if you guys are watching, looks like your alternate preview is not working. But definitely interesting. Lockpicking stuff, if you're into lockpicking or want to add more of that. You got thieves in your campaign. Check that out. Alright, and on to Follies of Summoning. Stop the hidden menace, save the village. Alright, that's a good thing to do. And it's from John Jowers, 31 pages, $4.99. A 1 to 2 session adventure scaled for characters of 1st, 5th, and 10th levels and easily adaptable to other levels. So that's good. You got quite a wide range there. It says standalone play or insertion into an existing campaign. It's got new settings, maps, characters, and hulking undead monstrosities with unique combat abilities. We like that. You can delve into the story and determine who is to blame for causing the disappearances of local villagers, or forego all the talking and just start slashing to the heart of the matter. Alright, so that's good. Seems like this has a lot of flexibility, so it's got different levels, and whether you want to do the talk stuff or not, you can get right to it. And it's also got a small tavern called the Resting Pig, so that's cool. So very nice layout. I like the look of this. Very clean, some white space in there. Good maps along the way. Let's look at the full size. Very cool. Yeah, a lot going on. It looks like, yeah, I mean, it's broken up quite a bit, so I can see where you can just skip to the good stuff if you want, right? Alright, so if you need an adventure, check that out. Next is Domain of the Dungeon, a new domain of dread for Ravenloft. It's from Tracy Barnett, 13 pages. So it's a different take on the Domain of Dread for use in Ravenloft. The Domain of the Dungeon has no Dark Lord and shows up whenever adventurers are getting too used to plundering and looting. In this domain, you are the dungeon. Using a set of prompts and a Taraka deck, you build a history of ruin and misery for the adventurers who dare try your passages. You do this on your own as Dungeon Master or together with your group. Then when the dungeon has grown large enough, your players can try their own luck with its desperate passages. Interesting. So it looks like a kind of a different way to formulate a dungeon. I got a quote from Van Richten at the front. It says you need a Taraka deck or a deck of 54 playing cards, which, okay, so most people have that, a writing utensil, graph paper, and a D10. So cool if you like building dungeons, even if you're not DMing and you want to just make a dungeon for fun, which I've done. You know, this might be a fun little supplement to try that with. It's $10. Alright. Next we have Ravenloft NPC Collections 1 from Encouters, 45 pages. It says, in the document, we present 2 evil organizations that have numerous, enjoyable, memorable, and DM-friendly non-player characters who can be adapted to your Ravenloft or any other setting-based campaign. These NPCs have different roles and challenge ratings in order for you to challenge your players in low and mid levels. As all characters are between CR 1 to 12, you can use those NPCs as encounters for both new players and veterans alike. There are 74 NPCs and 45 pages. Alright, so we've got some good art here. I like lots of white space surrounding the text, making it much easier to read. Yeah, see, when you have kind of open space, it gives your eye a break, right? See, there's some open space here. For those of you that are thinking about laying out your own book, think about that. You know, give the eye a break, so that's good. You got Mist Snatchers. So it looks like there's a lot of information about these as well, not just a stat block. You know, sometimes you get these supplements that are focused on NPCs, and it's just like stat block, stat block, stat block. So I like that they're putting more info in here. All right. On to the next title, Dread Encounters of Ravenloft. So this is quite artistic cover here. It's from 𝐁𝐨𝐤𝐬, 41 pages, $4.95. A collection of 2d10 grim encounters for the domains of dread. A storm gathers, black clouds tear across the sky, boisterous and violent. They bring lightning flashes, rumbling thunder, and whistling winds. The landscape buckles under the pressure, torn asunder by the assault. Alright, so let's look at the pages here. So, wow, that is gorgeous. So, nice designs and spreads here. Yeah, lots of art. So it can be fun to just flip through a book like this just to, you know, enjoy the artwork, let alone the content. The content looks good too. So 41 pages, and you get to see 19 of them. So there's that beautiful art again. Love that. So wow, lots of stuff. Here's your stat block. It's cool when they do like an artistic stat block too. Sometimes, though, artistic ones can be hard to read. This one looks like it could still be read pretty easily, so that's nice. We were talking about the white space. Lots of white space in here for you to read. But I think it breaks it up, makes you focus on different things. Sometimes, you know, some of these books, there's just too much packed on a page, and it's just really overwhelming. So I like and appreciate when people, you know, do that. And when you're talking digital, I mean, you can really have as many pages as you want if you're not doing a print version. So why not add some extra space, give people room to breathe? So very cool. I would definitely love to read this whole book, or at least look through it and admire the art. All right, next, They Came from Beyond the Stars. Unveil 4 additional subclasses and other player options for characters influenced by the Far Realm. And this is from 𝐒𝐲𝐿𝐴𝐻 𝐒𝐻𝐿, 22 pages, $3.95. Remaining normal was never an option. After you witness the otherworldly greatness of the place beyond stars, there's only one more thing left to do. Let go of the frames of reality. Let go of what keeps you sane. May your untapped potential wander the horizons of the Far Realm. So it looks like they have some different subclasses in here, plus 5 new magic items and 8 new feats. And you can preview the entire title, it says. So let's check that out together here. Alright, wow. This is great art. I definitely like, and the layout is really cool. So it's professional. It's got the you know, sort of style of Wizards, but these really unique backgrounds and borders and colors. Looks like they spent a lot of time getting this together and got some good artists. Looks like there's a lot of artists on the title. So that's good. Can support a lot of artists' work with this title. This is one I would definitely love to read. I've noticed several titles, I think, in this series dealing with this far realm, and I like that concept a lot. You know, you can see down here there's more. I definitely would love to read more through these and enjoy that far realm experience. So, but this is the latest one. They came from Beyond the Stars on DM's Guild. Alright, next we have Infested, an adventure for 4 to 5 characters, levels 5 to 7. For $1.99, 27 pages by Lance Finhouse, or Finhouse, not sure how to pronounce it. The Festival of Antiquity is held yearly to celebrate the rich history of the area. This year promises to be a major event with a new exhibit going on display in the local museum. A break-in at the museum has unleashed something from the new exhibit that was meant to stay buried. Ooh, that's not good. A tale of body horror and lingering evil tailored to be a non-domain specific and designed for average party level of 6. So definitely keep in mind the body horror, but you know, if you're an adult, that might be fine. Okay, good layout, lots of stuff in there. You know, lots of stuff breaking it up, different colors for the text boxes, and you got maps. So it looks like a fun little adventure. And it sounds like you can put it in any domain, so this might be good if you're getting into Ravenloft with the new release. Alright, check that out. And then we have Balloon Pilot, a player background by Wilson Bashaw. And it's $1.45. Pay what you want. Recommend paying something. For sure. 10 pages. Numerous people across the plains own hot air balloons, but few have made ownership their entire personality. You, however, are the pilot, the aeronaut, the one they know as the enthusiastic person with the balloon. Be fun to be known as that, I guess. Since you've acquired your sky vessel, you've made it your mission to see as much of existence as you can in as little time as possible. Possibly you pledged to voyage around the world in 80 days. Potentially you vowed to circumnavigate the cosmic wheel in 80 years. You may have even sworn to traverse the astral plane, and well, they don't have time there, but you get the idea. So rules and flavor for the Balloon Pilot background, rules for the hot air balloon, and an extra elemental air balloon. So, alright, let's look at these previews. So you've got the Balloon Pilot. Very cool. Different balloons. Yeah, so there's at least 2 balloons in here, which is nice. So that could be something different and fun. You just see the tip of this balloon, you know, in the distance, and like, what is that? And then here comes your NPC that's a balloon pilot, or it could be, you know, a new character. What an entrance, right? You know, you have a player that's like, I think I want to change characters in the middle of the campaign, and then you say, okay, how would you feel about being a balloon pilot? Sure. And then you have them rising over the horizon. So, cool idea. Alright. It's on the DM's Guild. Check it out. Alright. The Wailing Sorrow, Part 1, Terror on the Heath. It's from Nathan Reese Mayer. Or Mayer? Not sure how to pronounce that. 69 pages for $2.99. A nobleman's curse, a past murder, and the sins of the town are soon coming to bear. In the domain of Mordant rests the village of Hollows Creek. The people are still haunted by the murders of the Eye Thief from several years before, and when new murders align with what had previously terrorized the good people of Hollows Creek, suspicious eyes turn against the adventurers. Alright. So it's an adventure for character levels 2 to 3, unique magical items, in-depth look at important NPCs, 2 side quests, maps, illustrations, and of course that gothic horror tone for Ravenloft. Nice map of Mordant and Hollows Creek, so lots and lots of maps. And it looks like the full-size preview is not working, but I mean, I liked what I saw in the quick preview, so if you're looking for an adventure in Ravenloft, this might be a good option. And it's part 1, so it looks like it's going to be built upon later. Alright, moving on to the Stitcher. It's an Artificer Subclass. The Stitcher is an Artificer subclass for 5th edition that focuses on the creation of constructs using the remains of the fallen. Okay, so that kind of works well with Ravenloft. The Victor Frankenstein-inspired subclass focuses on player options, giving you the ability to customize your creations with different augmentations, including wings, fins, piercing claws, poisonous breath, and much more. Feel free to look through the preview. Alright, so you can see the full product. It says it's 4 pages, and it's only $1. So some nice art and layout for the 4 pages. So yeah, that's quite a lot of pages for a subclass too. So I would say that's a good amount of background information. All right, so if you're playing an Artificer and you want to get a subclass, this might be a good option for you. Next we have 𝐁𝐨𝐸 Sketchbook of Odious Oozes. And we've got multiple authors, Rob Moore, David Perfect, and Matt Cavallero. It's 34 pages for $2. Ever-curious Sniffneblin Sage, 𝐁𝐨𝐸 Seam Finder, leads you on a guide to all of the Faerun's, oh my gosh, lesser-known oozes. In this compendium focused on one of the Forgotten Realms' most iconic yet underappreciated monster types. So this is the tongue twister entry of the day. This bestiary comes with stat blocks, 33 original oozes ranging from challenge rating 0 to 20 and spanning geographies from aquatic to interplanar to, of course, the Underdark, over half of which include original artwork from artist 𝐁𝐨𝐤𝐬. Yeah, I like the artwork. Quite interesting little creatures here. So let's look at the full-size preview for the 34 pages. Okay, so looks like, so this, lots and lots of oozes and slimes. If you like oozes and slimes, this is for you. Yeah, cool. Nice artwork too to go with the different ones, and it's got a beast generator creature here. So I wonder if it spits out creatures. It says it rapidly spews beasts from out of its folds. Okay. Definitely running away from that. Right. But yeah, I think it's interesting, especially if you want more oozes or slimes, you know, or you're getting tired of the usual ones. Good option. Shipwrecked Part 4, Mystery of Fang Island, a level 4 narrative solo adventure. So it's nice to have some solo adventures as well by Blaze Wigglesworth. 52 pages, $3.99. And this is part 4, so you might check out the other parts if you want to have a solo adventure. It says a dynamic battlefield allows you to use the environment to your advantage. Somebody joins you as a sidekick. Full color battle maps for every encounter. 2-player adjustments for duo play. Well, that's nice. You don't always see that with solos. Suggestions for expanding the adventure on a standard multiplayer module. Alright, so this is cool. The pages look really nice. And one thing I like is it says make a DC check, and then it's pulled out the failure and the success. Like, clearly you can't miss it. Here's what you check, and here's the failure, and here's the success. Like, very, very nice. So looking at the full preview, getting to see 4 of the 52 pages, but it's a good sample because you're getting to see kind of, again, more of this technique, which I really like. It's got a good amount of art, so it's not going to be kind of just a wall of text. Alright, so if you're looking for solo adventures, I'd check that out. Before we move on to the DriveThruRPG, please subscribe to the channel, click that like button. Every week we're bringing you these new releases. Also, if you can, share the video out there, help these creators find out, find new audience. It helps the whole community when we spread the word about these. That's one of the reasons we're doing this, is we want to highlight different creators every week and try to just spread the word. Our first DriveThruRPG title is the Heroic Legendarium, a first edition adventure gaming companion by Trent Smith. It's for OSRIC, OSR, other compatible advanced adventure games. It's from Storm Fetish Productions, $17.99, and it's 154 pages. At long last, first edition emerges from its decades-long hibernation to become something more than a retro historical curiosity or museum piece. A parallel evolutionary path to how the game developed in subsequent editions is revealed, of interest and value not only to long-term fans of the original vision, but also to contemporary fans curious about alternative approaches and flavors that have been neglected in the mainstream for far too long. 4 new PC races, 5 new PC classes, redone Bard class, notes and revisions to other classes, expanded secondary characteristics, new PC characteristics, expanded secondary skills, equipment table, 19 new weapons, 180 new spells, psionics and combat procedure revisions, full system for establishing and managing domains, racial preference tables expanded, random treasure generation tables, 32 magic items, 49 new monsters, wow, lots of stuff, and revisions to the existing stats, as well as some essays. So quite a lot packed into these 154 pages. So you can see it's kind of got that first edition vibe on the layout, which is fine. I mean, people kind of expect that with the first edition stuff. So very clean. I always love the font in the first edition. Just kind of a cool, clean look. So if you want that vibe, look, they've got new classes like the Mystic here. I think you can, read these 10 pages and just kind of get the feel for it and check it out. It definitely looks like they put a lot of time into this, really thinking about every aspect of first edition and, what they wanted to change. So definitely worth looking at if you're interested in OSRIC. All right, next we have Gothic Ancestries and Cultures from Arcanist Press. It's on sale for $3.95, and it's 29 pages. Spooky playable Ancestries and Cultures, new magic items, monsters, and more for your Ravenloft games. With 17 Ancestries and Cultures, including Gothic monsters, weapons, and equipment. You can play as a headless horseman, Frankenstein's monster, one who returned from unjust death like the Crow, a ghost, and more. You can use the magic items like the Eerie Tarot Deck, Ouija Board of the Dead, the Monkey's Paw, and you can face horrific foes like the Eldritch Thing, inspired by the Thing, or the Macabre Steed. So, very cool. And it's kind of based on this other title that they had in the past, it looks like. So let's look at some of the previews. I'm not sure. My computer is just, it might be the server. Nothing else is loading slow on my computer today, but I feel like the one bookshelf stuff is loading kind of slow. But yeah, this looks nice. Nice fonts, nice border here. Gargoyles. I like gargoyles. And there's our Headless Horseman guy. Lycanthropes. Yeah, so quite a few pages there. And then the full-size preview. Doppelgangers. Hag Spawn. Yeah, so if you're doing Ravenloft stuff, this could be a good supplement. Phantasm. Yeah, a lot of stuff this week, with the release of the official Wizards, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. There's been a lot of well-timed stuff, including our own book, to kind of coincide with that. So it's nice. I mean, you get lots of options that you can kind of blend together with the official stuff. So check that out from Arcanist Press. And next we have the Modular Village Book, unique paper model for tabletop RPGs. Contains more than 800 tokens and tiles, and I just really like the look of these. It's because they kind of stand up on one side, and they're they've got the grid that you can do stuff with. $15, 22 pages, but you're getting 800 tokens, tiles, and diorama tiles for that. They're hand drawn. You got building facades. You can create village maps. All kinds of stuff. It says tile, which a 2D background has been added to add more ambiance. So instead of just having the flat tiles, you know, these things, you get these sort of flip up stuff that makes it a little different. So let's look at the quick preview here. Oh, lots of plant life and rocks and all kinds of good tiles here. So you can see the kind of pop-up buildings here. Very fun. I like the art. Very nice, clean art. And this is from RPG Blacksmith. So check it out for some fun tiles to add to your game. Next we have a deck of Victorious Vestiges, 50 class-specific magic items for the Paladin. And it's from Session 0. It's a print-and-play PDF for $10. Pay what you want, though, so you could pay some other price, but I do recommend paying something. 54 pages. It says a deck of 51 unique magic items specifically for Paladins in 5e, each with custom art on the front of the card to intrigue your players and custom flavor text, descriptions, and mechanics in the back. Story hooks, mechanics fully compatible with 5e. So you kind of see there's the back of the card with the information and then the item. I do really like this art and the style and the consistency. You know, having each one of these referenced, you know, with the same art is really nice. It makes you feel like it's all from the same world. Although it can be good with different artists too. I do really like this. Well, look at that. I think that art is stunning. I definitely would enjoy looking through the whole thing. So yeah, if you're looking for some Paladin items, check this out. I hope this is part of a series and they're going to do a lot more cool stuff like that. I'm guessing so, because they've kind of got this title with Paladin after it, so I would expect to see, you know, Ranger or some other, you know, class next. Very good. Alright, on to the Magus. Craft focuses 1, 3 subclasses for the Magus. So it is using, you know, a non-standard class, the Magus class, which you can get from this other product here. So it's nice, you know, people invent these classes, but if you don't have subclasses, it's kind of difficult. So it's nice when there's, you know, a third-party class and then subclasses to build upon that. So this is from Logan Laidlaw, 7 pages. Says it includes 3 new craft focuses for the Magus. The Arcane Duelist is based in increasing the durability of the Magus in combat and allowing their spells to be consistently damaging to opponents. Clockwork Magecraft allows the Magus to store spells within gears, generate either points from spell slots, and to create a variety of gear on the spot for them and their allies. The Trickster is an assassin-like Magus who can deal extra damage in opportune situations, weaken opponents, and strike and move around battle more quickly. So, very cool. It says it's being released as a reward for reaching a donation goal on their D&D show. So they have these guys have a show. Very cool. Shout out to their show. It's let's see. Doesn't say. Maybe Nat 19 is the show. So check that out on Twitch. And let's look at the quick preview. Oh, very nice art. Look at how gorgeous that is. Yeah, looks like fun. Definitely interesting. So, you know, if you're interested in the Magus and some subclasses, this would be where you would go on DriveThruRPG. Next, we have 50 Kobold Encounters by Rob Manning from TPK Games and our Total Party Kill Games. And it's game day. Your party has finally reached your randomly generated cavern complex, and it's time to roll up some random creatures or random encounters. The dice rattle, and you feel the adrenaline course through your veins like adventurers saving versus traps, only to roll kobolds again, and your mind blanks. Don't be that guy. Our new 50 Encounter series gives you 50 fun, interesting, often challenging themed encounters, complete with challenge rating calculations, XP, and interesting twists. Your players will think you are a brilliantly creative game master with no 2 encounters ever the same. We'll never tell. It'll be our secret. So that's kind of a fun description there. So it's 10 pages, all kinds of encounters if you you know, want to have some kobold craziness in your game. There's all kinds of kobold stuff to do. Yeah. So this week we've had Kobold and Goblin stuff, so if you want to get beyond the standard Kobold madness, this is a good option for you. Come check it out over here on DriveThruRPG. Alright, This and That, Lock and Key from Sneak Attack Press. It's $2.99 for 12 pages. And it says, since the dawn of fantasy role-playing games, opening locks has been a staple of fantasy adventures. This mini supplement for the world's most popular role-playing game is filled with information about locks and how to open them. It includes a real-world history of locks and keys, ideas for fantasy history, variant locks, including real-world items like false keyholes and fantasy items like talking locks, a random key generator, I love that, 2 new traps, 4 new magic items, 1 new spell, 3 new monsters. So that's a lot of good stuff in these 12 pages. And again, focusing on locks, we saw the lockpicking guide earlier in this episode, and of course, our new book has the Keykeeper lineage in it. So all 3 of those could work well together to kind of have some lock and key kind of themes to your game. The Keykeeper needs to find his or her or their home lock. So you could use this book to kind of develop that lock. But I love this cover art. I think that's really gorgeous. And, you're getting traps, magic items, spell, monsters. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And I really want to see the full book, because a random key generator sounds really fun. And, when I get to play with the Keykeeper, I would definitely use that to come up with some random keys. So check that out. And we've got the Fallen Crown. Cool art on the cover here. It's from Sad Fish Games for $3.99 on sale. And it's 25 pages. It's a 5-level adventure taking place in the city-state of 𝐁𝐨𝐨𝐤𝐬, which takes the players from level 3 to 8. A military coup by a malicious and deranged colonel against a popular, legitimate leader, trouble in the streets as enforcers abuse their power to keep the populace in line, a mysterious plot that ravages the city, and a conspiracy to weaken and take down the illegitimate, oppressive dictator. A lot is happening in this. So the city-state of 𝐁𝐨𝐨𝐤𝐬 needs heroes, lest it fall victim to the darkness being harnessed by those that seized its walls. Will the party successfully save the town and set right the wrongs that led to its civil strife? Guess you have to play it to find out. Alright. So, some art in here. They're going into detail about 𝐁𝐨𝐨𝐤𝐬, which is nice. Talks about how it got locked down. And then the mobs. Could be fun, dealing with this sort of siege situation and all these various plot threads happening at the same time. Yeah, let's look at the interior here. And so there's 25 pages total. All right, so you can see all of them. So that's great. So if you want to basically read the book and decide, I definitely, if you're going to read the whole book, you probably should buy it, unless you don't plan to use it, But definitely want to support these creators. You don't make a ton of money doing this, so support them for their efforts. All right, like this, looks cool. All right, next is Beware the Dark Sisterhood, Realm of Goblin. Beware the Dark Sisterhood from Realm of Goblin. All right, look at this, and it's 0. But you can get it for free. Looks like there's no charge. It's not even a pay what you want, so it's fully free. So I guess no excuse not to get this one. Child has gone missing from the city of Ara, and his mother suspects the Dark Sisterhood, the fabled coven of witches that inhabit the area. The city guard has refused to entertain her theory, and so she instead enlists the help of adventurers. It's a role-playing game for 5e, designed to be played with 3 to 6 players using predefined characters. It's a one-shot adventure that can be played in about 4 to 6 hours. So it's in the realm of Avonia, a fictional land where the graphic novel Goblin is set, so it ties into a graphic novel. Okay. Game changes depending on which characters you choose. Includes a brand new race, and it looks like it's coming from the Goblin graphic novel is coming from Dark Horse Comics in June. So Might be a cool way to get in early. Look at the art. This must be from the comic. Very cool when the comics and overlaps with our role-playing stuff. Oh, nice. I like the colors, breaking stuff up here in the text. And we got the maps in here. Very cool. So yeah, you could get in early on this Goblin graphic novel stuff. Be in the know before it comes out in June even. Alright, check that out. DriveThruRPG. Next we have Where the Machines Wait. Love this cover. Wow, just stunning. From Monty Cook Games. It's $11.99. It's already got a 5-star rating. Vast underground ruin filled with dangers and treasures unlike any seen before. They call it the Grave of Machines, an underground mausoleum of the ancients, filled with their wondrous devices and strange magic. Those bold enough to venture into its depths, and capable enough to return, spin tales of sights and encounters so astonishing they could not possibly be boasts or mere fiction. And they say its riches are as vast and unfathomable as its depths. So look at this art. Really, really beautiful. Yeah. So this is a mega adventure for 5e characters of roughly 5th level. It can be played as a series of short adventures, easily placed between other adventures in your campaign. Its deeper plot line can be introduced at any time, or you can ignore it and just explore the ruin. New creatures, new items, and new playable species of mechanical construct-like creatures, the 𝐸𝐸𝐿. So I guess Numenera players can also delve into the Grave of Machines. Includes a complete conversion notes for Numenera and the Cypher system. So you can use this with multiple gaming systems, including D&D 5e. Very cool. I like the art, just stunning, and the concept is really cool too. I would definitely enjoy reading through it, even if I didn't get to play it. Just reading through the book. So awesome. Check it out. Next we have Underhorn Mountain from Pelagroso Press for $3. Pay what you want. Definitely pay something, guys. 13 pages. It says, Lord Maravosa is fuming. The mountain pass his lands depend on is unusable due to constant earthquakes. The Baron blames the ladies of the mountain, a coven of hags worshipped by the local peasantry. What he doesn't know is that the last remaining hag is the only thing stopping packs of otherworldly monstrosities from invading his land. This one shot will take a party of level 4 or 5 adventurers under Horn Mountain, where they'll confront the displaced hag and her wretched minions, fight the invading pack of manticores and a raging gorgon, and finally confront the portal guardian that is causing the earthquakes and attempts to stop the interlopers. So a lot is going to go down in this. Wow, she's tasting the rainbow here. That's cool. So you got hags, you got a guy who's not aware of what's going on. All kinds of stuff happening. Good maps. Decent amount of white space so you can rest your eyes as you read through it. Sounds like it could be fun. I like the setup that, he thinks it's this group of hags and he's wrong. That's always nice when it's a misconception. Alright, next we have Horror of the Hive Queen from Dungeoneers Inc. It's $4, 9 pages. Sometimes you catch more than flies with honey. There are strange things happening at the liquid gold meadery and apiary. The workers are acting strange, and the products seem to be causing people to act irrational. One night at a local bar, half a dozen people go mad and start trying to kill each other after the barman taps a fresh keg of mead. Now it's up to your party to solve the mystery of these strange occurrences. Okay. So it says it's a single session adventure, optimized for 4 characters, average party level of 3, includes gridded and ungridded maps for VTT use, and relevant monster stat blocks. Very cool. Quick preview here. So looks like the Wizards format for an adventure, which is nice, and for the stat blocks. Alright, so full adventure involving this meadery. You know, it's nice. You don't see the meaderies involved that much in these games. You see the taverns where everybody's drinking the mead, but not the meadery itself. So that could be a fun option. You know, who doesn't want maps for VTT? That's always useful. So check this out. Galdur's Gazetteer, a 5e expansion from Zipperon Games. It's $24.99 on sale, and it is 192 pages. So it expands the game by adding new actions, conditions, and martial options. Integrated with the expanded rules are a host of new player options, a GM toolkit, and 2 one-shot adventures. It said a while back, a young guy named Lawrence made a post online. Lawrence shared that he had a rare form of cancer and only had weeks to live. He wanted something to be remembered by and asked if there was a way his character could be added to the game's lore. With kindness, a whole group of community got together, and while they couldn't make it official, they said they would be honored to include his character as an NPC in their home games to exist in their worlds to keep living their stories. But this book goes a step further. It describes his journey through all those worlds. That's nice. So, very cool. What a good way to memorialize somebody. Expanded actions, conditions, martial options, 3 new classes, 8 variant classes, 35 archetypes, 20 ancestries, 11 feats, 40 new spells, monster templates, environments, traps, curses, and other challenges, 2 one-shot adventures for 5th and 15th level. Very cool. And it says 100% of the proceeds from the sales of this book are being donated to Cancer Research Institute. You can read more about his story. That's nice. These are first impression videos, guys. I kind of pick them based on just a little bit of what I see in the kind of catalog, but I don't read all this until I'm reading it for you. So, you know, that touched my heart there too, and I'm excited for them to do this. So, great way to support charity with this. Wow, stunning inside too, and so much content. I mean, just the TOC is 2 pages even. So, yeah, definitely. I think, you know, you're going to get your money's worth, even if it just inspires ideas of your own. I mean, you know, this is a good book for charity, and it looks like beyond that. I mean, it's got so much stuff. I mean, even if you just want a few of the spells or the archetypes, I mean, you're getting a lot for this, and it's $10 cheaper than normal right now, so might be worth looking into. Okay, on to the next title, In Search of the Cloud Shepherd from Cool Crab Adventures. It's $2.99, 5 pages. It says a sudden drought has started to plague Dimba, slowly killing all the crops to the point where the losses not only affect trade but also result in a famine in the town. Rumors are that all of this is due to an angry cloud shepherd, as he has not been seen in town since the drought. It is thought that the 𝐒𝐿meric can be found at the peak of the nearby Blizznat Mountains, as a large number of clouds have gathered around it and have not moved for the last few weeks. So it's a Tier 1 adventure for 4 to 6 players. So Tier 1 is those lower levels. Nice layout, kind of wizard style, so that's good. Makes it easy to follow along. Alright, you get to see 4 of the 5 pages, so that's most of it. Get to kind of check out the adventure before you buy it. It's got a mountain goat stats. Can always use that. You can probably take that and make it into like a, you know, rabid mountain goat or something. Or maybe you just need more goats in your game. So maybe it's worth it just for that. $2.99. Okay, Raging Swan Press, Urban Dressing Plague Town 2.0. So it must have previously been made, released, and it's being updated. 11 pages, designed to be used for both during preparation or actual play. Tired of your towns and cities being boring, bland places in which your PCs show little or no interest? Bring them alive with cool, interesting minor features of note. So it's got town sights and sounds, sample businesses, folk to encounter, hooks, complications, opportunities. So it's got printer friendly and regular. So let's flip through here. So some big tables with lots of sights and sounds and businesses and folk, as well as hooks. I do like their products. I've always enjoyed the fonts and things that they use, and they're such a clean black and white style that lends to ease of reading. And you can see they've got a lot of characters in here. So check it out if you're looking for a plague town. It'd be kind of cool. Even Ravenloft kind of to have a town affected by a plague. Next we have Cult of 𝐒𝐲𝐸. It's from Bloodstone Press, 6 pages. It says its genre is classical age Greek Norse mythology. Mystery cults are secret societies that exist within religious institutions. Like other secret societies, their existence is well known, but their rituals, lore, and objectives are concealed. Only the initiated are allowed access to these secrets. It provides an overview of mystery cults and specific details about the cult of 𝐒𝐲𝐸, the Nordic goddess of mountains and winter. So if you have like a Nordic setting, this might work well. Like, Ragnarok or, some kind of setting involving Norse stuff. If you are playing an Amazons versus Valkyries campaign, the cult is essential. Sample cult secrets, information on 𝐒𝐲𝐸's shrines and sacred groves, festivals, new spell. Okay, let's see what we get in the previews. So yeah, some good stuff going on in there. Yeah, if you're got some Norse Midgard stuff or whatever going on, might want to check this out. It's only 99 cents. It's on sale. It was $1.49 originally. Alright. Cities of Sundara Horde Reach. So it's from Azukail Games. And it's $3.99 on sale. 31 pages. It's a supplement for Sundara Dawn of the New Age, but it can be added to any existing campaign or setting. It includes a city map and history of Horde Reach, district by district breakdown, including unique locations, notable NPCs and rumors, rules for dragons, as well as unique items like the scale suit, the Dragon Knight archetype, and the unique powers that come with bearing a dragon's worm mark. Very cool. And how to get a section on how to get the most out of Horde Reach. So let's look at these previews. So the table of contents is pretty long, so there's a lot of stuff in here. Lots of dragon stuff. If you like dragons, another one, we showed that other dragon book, so maybe this would be a good buy to go along with that. Got a new dragon mark in it. You've got the town map. The history, the 5 dragons, so they're getting into like some history of specific dragons for the area. Very fun. So it sounds like you don't have to have Sundara Dawn of New Age. You can just put this anywhere. But if you do, it might be a good add-on. Alright. Next we have Races of Center Space, the Era here. And this is from Fruit Loops. And it's 5 pages. It's the newest volume in a series of playable races for the 5th edition rules. Amphibious humanoids with the ability to generate electricity. Each race is from the center space setting. It's a science fiction setting, but it can be used with other genres, basically. It's got a racial feat, new item, few suggestions for adaptation to other settings. So, cool. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, like an amphibian looking dude, like a frogman, kinda. So yeah, if you got a sci-fi setting or you want a new race for your fantasy setting, this might be a good option. Next we have Colorful Characters, 100 NPCs for fantasy RPGs. There's cards and PDF plus cards that you can get with this. It's from Bandit Camp, $100 cards, but you can buy just the cards or the PDF or both. It's a deck of 100 tarot-sized cards containing a variety of characters with wonderful art, vibrant colors, and detailed personalities. There's character background information, personality traits, and goals to help them work in any fantasy campaign you're running. They have basic stat information. You can use them with D&D or Pathfinder. and really any fantasy RPG you can jump off with that, it says. And then there's a free edition which has 75 of them, so you could really get, you know, to a good look at it with the free edition, and then buy the full edition to support the creators. It's got smartphone friendly PDF, but the deluxe edition has a full 100 characters. So if you ever need to pick a quick NPC, here's what you get. Look at how nice these look. You get the cool little art, and then all this information on the back. This looks like a real fun one. And there's tokens as well, so that can be helpful. And then here's the smartphone friendly format. Looks like the full-size preview is not working, so if you're watching Bandit Camp, you might want to look into that. Yeah, I like the little chibi style art here. Very cool. And that's by 𝐒𝐤𝐿𝐦. Not sure how to say that. But yeah, check it out if you're looking for some NPCs. And then we have the World of Etheria, Player's Handbook for Archaic Adventures. From Archaic Adventures. $5 for 45 pages. It's an OSR compatible expansion campaign. The World of Etheria is designed to expand multiple RPG game systems into a new geographical world with new races, classes, gods, powers, and a genesis of its own. It also includes an updated and balanced weapon mastery system for 𝐓𝐸𝐽 rules cyclopedias of basic games. Bring a new world to your old school campaign. Look at that map. That's really cool. I like that. It's kind of old school style as well. And some information on character creation there. Yeah, there's that map again. Love that. Yeah, so going into character creation as well. So it might be an interesting OSR title for you if you're into OSR or even want to start playing it. I mean, if it's got character creation, I'm sure this could be a good intro. I'm not sure if you'd need other books or not, but maybe not if it's got character creation in it. So check it out. Well, that's it for this week. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please support us by buying our new book, Van Richten's Libram of Lineages, linked in the video description, along with all the titles you've seen today. If you buy through those links, we support the channel with that. So please help us out. Please share the video out there. Let people know about these awesome creators. We'll be back next week with another episode, and we're going to start adding additional D&D content, so make sure you subscribe. And until next time, happy adventuring.